We should do a drinking game where every time I say tension in this review, you drink. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Upside Down. I got to see Challengers at an early access screening, and I'm here to give you my review of the film. Obviously, this is not a 40X video, which I am more known for, but this movie is not coming to 40X, but I honestly wanted to just talk about it. Before I get started on my spoiler-free thoughts, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. Challengers has been one of my most anticipated movies for a while now. I'm a huge fan of the director, and I like Zendaya. I loved Mike Faist in West Side Story. Josh O'Connor, I can't put a finger on if I've seen him in things before. Maybe I have. I'm just going to start right at the bat. I loved this film. It's one of my favorites of the year. It's definitely going to go into my top 5, and honestly, I even thought top 2 right after Dune Part 2 because I just loved this film so much. I was so intrigued. I was on the edge of my seat at times because of all the tension that's going on between these main 3 characters. Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Faist. They all do a phenomenal job playing these characters. They really feel like they're in these situations. They really feel like there is this tension between these 3. And they have great on-screen chemistry with each other, even if it's just Josh O'Connor and Mike Faist in a scene, if it's just Zendaya and Mike Faist in a scene, if it's just Zendaya and Josh Connor in a scene, if it's all 3 of them in one scene. I really enjoyed watching these characters go through this story, and the story just builds and builds and builds and adds more tension as it goes along. I loved the cinematography here. It's just really nice to look at. They capture the tennis very well, and then the outside stuff off the court is really also well done. There's innovative shots that I really enjoy, camera angles and different ways to film. There's times when they do POV from the tennis ball. It's like they're whacking around a camera. I thought that was phenomenally done. I thought that looked so cool. There's a few shots where they kind of go under the tennis court. Obviously tennis courts aren't clear, but it looks clear, and you see the line over it, and you see the ball bouncing right above the camera onto the court. It's really cool. The camera's like under the court looking up, and you see the players playing sometimes, and you see the tennis ball going around. I thought that was really well done and a really cool way to capture all of this. On and off the court, this just felt like a tennis match, for good and bad. There's a lot of jumping around, but I liked it because it does make you feel like you're in a tennis match, and for me at least, it built the tension because at first you're just like, okay, these 2 were best friends. Obviously there's drama there because one dated her and then the other one married her, so there's drama there, but we don't know the full extent of it. Each flashback, or going back to the present, we learn new things that adds to that tension of the present. It built that tension up. It really intrigued me. With each new thing we learned about the events that led to what we've seen in present day. It's like sexual tension, anger tension, awkward tension. The culmination of all that we get to see in present day. We see it before we know all of the information. I thought that was a creative way to do a tennis movie. I really loved the score. We'll get to some of that in my negatives, but overall I was very positive about those aspects and about this film in general. I've heard people say it's not as sexy as they thought it was going to be and all that. The advertising and the marketing and all that and the promotion, they are trying to make it seem like kind of an erotic thriller. In some ways, for me, it is that. I don't agree that it's not sexy, because even when there's not, like, sexual scenes, I found it really well done to be kind of psychologically sexy in a way, or erotic, and that just adds to the tension, on or off court, sexual or not. I mean, the guys are sweating all the time. Tennis players are sweating. Their clothes consist of very short shorts, and their legs, arms, and their shoulders are shown a lot. They're shirtless a lot. There's a sauna scene. There's a locker room scene. You see frontal male nudity in the locker room scene, but not between our 2 main boys. But you do see a rear nudity scene from Josh O'Connor in the sauna. There's a lot of that stuff, and they're always sweaty, like I said, wet. And then you, of course, have the infamous scene in the trailer that seems to be leading to a threesome. I really liked that scene. That's one of my favorite scenes, just because of the manipulation going on from Zendaya. I think she was really good throughout the whole film. She's a very manipulative person. All 3 of them definitely have their flaws. There's different times where I'm like, I kind of want Mike Faist to be on top. Okay, I kind of want Josh O'Connor to be on top. So I thought that they did a really good job balancing that. I wouldn't call it a straight up erotic thriller, because for me those are less, I don't want to say less than, but you know what I mean, like this is like not popcorn. I mean, it's, I don't know, this was more cinematic than those, for me at least. I had fun with those. It was more of a psychological romance thriller than maybe people are expecting from the trailers, but I really thought it delivered on the rated R-ness. I mean, with language and with sexual stuff. It's just a tension that goes on throughout this, and the sexual stuff adds to that tension. So I thought all that really balanced out well. After the showing, the audience applauded, myself included, and I loved this film so much. I had a dream that night. I saw it a second time, and they applauded again. It stuck with me so much to have an appropriate dream about this film. I am going need to hopefully get out to the theater to see this again. I'll look at my negatives. I don't have that many. I do think that this one's just a little long. I easily feel lengths of films, so take that with a grain of salt. Even I'm saying that it's just a little too long. I don't dock that from it. I still really loved this film. The suspense and the tension definitely added to it and made it go faster because I just wanted to know what was going to happen. Every new reveal, you have so many flashbacks, you have so many new reveals that elevate the tension. They build on the tension throughout. We should do a drinking game where every time I say tension in this review, you drink. It builds with each new reveal. They go 13 years back, 8 years back, 3 a.m., midnight, earlier that night, earlier that week. They go back and forth a lot. Like I said, mostly it worked for me. I was able to follow everything for the most part. There was a couple things that I was like, okay, when was this then? I didn't mind it, and I thought it fit the film because tennis, the ball's always going back and forth, and it's in someone else's court, literally, because like sometimes you'll be on, I don't know if you'll be on Zendaya's side. Sometimes you'll be on Zendaya's side. Sometimes you'll be on Josh O'Connor's side. Sometimes you'll be on Mike Faist's side. And the ball's always in someone else's court within this relationship of these three. I thought that that was a really good way to execute this film. So the sound design. I loved the sound design. Like during the tennis matches, you really heard that ball getting hit and bouncing, the racket colliding with the ball. You heard all of that. I thought that that was really cool during the sport scenes. And then of course other stuff like the car traffic, the wind during the windy scenes. I think that the sound design is really good. It's just when it comes to the score is amazing. I really enjoyed the score. I thought it fit the chaotic nature of the film. There's just sometimes when the score overpowers the scene, it overpowers the dialogue, and I still heard the dialogue and everything, but there's definitely times it was jarring almost why the score was increasing its volume during this part. Sometimes it works because there's tension, so you get a louder score, but sometimes it's just louder than the dialogue. Some things didn't work for me, like within that. Overall though, I mean, that was a little nitpick for me because I loved this film still. I saw it in RPX, so it's louder. I don't know, maybe not everyone is gonna feel this way. And like I said, I don't even feel this way. I still understood the dialogue, I just found some choices odd. Those are little flaws for me. Very little if I had to say some stuff. It's just stuff I noticed more. Overall, loved this film. I definitely recommend seeing it if it's intrigued you, if this review has intrigued you. It's probably my favorite Luca film. I love Call Me By Your Name. There was an ambiguous-ish ending. I liked it though, and usually I'm not even that big on ambiguous endings, but I did enjoy the ending. It was a kind of an abrupt ending though. I enjoyed it overall. Let me know down in the comment section, have you seen Challengers yet? Are you excited to see it? Let me know. Blow up that comment section. But what would I give Challengers? Challengers gets a 9.5 out of 10 from me. That's a 9.5 out of 10 for Challengers. If you've liked what you've seen here and you want to see some more content from me, please click around here to see some other content from me. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video with the movie fans in your life, hit that notification bell, subscribe, make me your 40x guy, and come to the upside, Dan.